Hello, here's my response to the video I just watched. First, as I'm looking at her standards, it seems like the big idea is, relationships between different cultures, how those cultures interact, and then influence different cultures living in the same society. Yeah, so it's kind of a similar idea just said twice in those first two standards. And then it talks about quoting accurately something that's explicit and an inference being made. And so most of the lesson that I saw was on drawing inferences using the picture that she had and then the short little excerpts and kind of talking about how this can be cross-curricular and how it can help in other parts of your life. And I think that was good. What I wish I could have seen is more, I wish I could have seen more of what the students are going to do for the actual target, because when it says objectives for the lesson, it says use evidence in association with their personal background knowledge to come up with inferences in response to particular prompts about such texts. And that seems to be like, hey, we're practicing making inferences from random text. But then the target seems to be, or like what the unit seems to be is like with the Spanish and the Aboriginals. So something I might change if I was doing this is some of the examples she used, like, hey, here's a picture, or here's a movie, and now we have all these texts. That's great. It's great to bring up inferences, but it seems like quite a jump to go from like we're watching a Pixar movie to making inferences about something back in the distant past that might be a little more nuanced. And so I might change it so I picked a different time period, and used a similar, if I was going to look at text or artifacts or poetry or something with the Spanish and the Aboriginals, find something similar to that from a different time period that wouldn't give them the answers, but would help them to like do a similar skill. I think she did a really good job with her slides and classroom management, time management, like all those things were great. And again, I didn't see the end of the lesson where the students had their graphic organizer and they were, making the inferences, seeing where there was similarities or differences. And again, it says she has a 70-minute lesson. So much of what I saw was sped up, or their little clips sped up. So it's possible they still had 20 minutes of independent time to work on that, and then that would have been fine. I guess my critique, if it's even a critique, is that if she could have found something similar to what they were going to be doing at the end of the class, so it wasn't such a big jump intellectually, I think that would have been good. But it seems like this isn't her first rodeo and she knows what she's doing. So yeah, it was very informative. Thank you.